Hey Queens, welcome back to the Queen's Corner. I'm coming back to you with hopefully another jewel for your crown. Today I want to talk to y'all about the importance of leaving every situation with grace. Yes, with grace. And before I go forward, I have to shout out my hairstylist, Carissa Joe. I love you, girl. Yes, I am expounding on this very feminine, classy mindset that you articulated so eloquently years ago. You guys, Carissa is my hairstylist. If you ever need your hair laid, slayed, whatever you want to call it, that's your girl. Her name is Carissa Joe or Coco Joe on Instagram. Shout out to you, sis. Love you lots. Anyways, you guys, a couple years ago, we were having a conversation about a few situations, and the details are not important, but what she told me was that she tries to leave every situation with grace. And it's not that the concept of doing so was foreign to me, it's just that I had not heard it articulated in such a classy, succinct, feminine way. And I want to expound on that. Femininity is such a strength. It is such a gift that God has placed inside of women. And especially in today's day and time, the era of the podcast bros, um, you know, the Kevin Samuels of the world, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it can really shed a bad light on femininity, and it can really have you out here as a woman disenchanted with the entire concept of what it means to be feminine, um, because a lot of times it can be portrayed as a weakness. Whole time it's a strength. Femininity is a superpower. Clock it. Okay. So anyways, she said that to me, and it really took me aback, but it also just made me think about all the times where, um, people or women choose not to leave a situation with grace, and the outcome of that and the consequence of that. Not leaving situations with grace can end relationships, it can end marriages, it can end friendships, business ships, whatever type of ship you may find yourself on. Not knowing how to leave a situation or a circumstance gracefully can really cost you a lot. On the other hand, knowing how to do that can really extend the life of your connections and your relationships. And essentially, grace is like when you don't give somebody what they really deserve, or just having a certain soft or gentleness about yourself, a certain softness rather, or gentleness about yourself that allows you to approach situations um, peacefully yet firm without losing your cool and blowing up and essentially losing control. And you guys know, with that being said, that I have a daughter. She's 11. She's very spicy. She was born that way. And I take a lot of pride in raising her and teaching her the lessons of being a young lady and or womanhood that maybe I struggled with, or maybe I did well in, but I want her to be great at. And, you know, being graceful and being kind to people is one of them. And one of the things that I always tell her, and even my son too, but this is about femininity, is that I want you to always season your words and your actions with class and grace and love. It will take you far. And so the other day, y'all, I pick her up from the bus stop, and she gets in the car and she's like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, Girl, what? What's going on? And she was like, A boy asked me out. And I said, Really? What's the tea? And she said, Well, his name is such and such, and he's in my grade. And, all day long he was trying to, like, I guess, like, somehow make his way to her or her friend group to ask her out to be his little girlfriend or whatever. And finally, at the end of the day, his path crossed with my daughter's, and he approached her and was like, "So you gonna be my girl or what?" And she said she was just like, "I'm here to get my education, to learn, and to have fun with my friends." And she said she was just like, "How about we just be friends?" And he said, "Okay." And y'all, I was so proud of her because number one, with Nia, there's no gray area. It's black, it's white, it ain't no in between. I like you or I don't. Very spicy, okay? Very much hot tamale. And I have to mold her in a way that does not break her spirit because I know that God made her like that for a reason. But also, you don't want to destroy anybody with your words or with your actions. It's just not necessary. Now, every now and then you do have to get with folk and let them know I'm not the one. But in general, I found that more often than not, you can be graceful in your approach, even if it's to let somebody know this isn't for me, you're not for me, this situation just doesn't work. There's a way that it can be done. And going back to my daughter, I was so proud of her for how she handled that because she has a tendency um, to be a little rough around the edges. And I'm trying to teach her that softness, um, although it may not seem that way, is actually a strength. And I don't want her to find herself in a situation where she could have or should have approached a situation or a person um, differently and she didn't, and it cost her something important. So, with that being said, Queens, remember, leave every situation with grace, season your words with kindness, compassion, and love, and it will take you so far, especially for those of you that are married. Not that we do everything with the intent of pleasing a man in mind, but if you're a wife, the intent should be to please your husband. You will be so surprised how far just a little sweetness, a little spoonful of sugar can make that medicine go down, baby. I'm telling you what I know. Softness, femininity, it is a strength. And even when you got to get somebody together, there's a way to do it while still standing firm in your femininity. And we will probably touch a lot more on that in subsequent vlogs and things of that nature. But I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about that today. Until next time, heads high, shoulders back, and crowns up. As always, I love y'all. Bye.